We have 28 rifle stations with 25, 50, and 100-yard setting. 22 pistol stations with 3, 7, 15, and 25-yard settings. 2 archery stations with portable target stands. Variety of targets, gear protection, and safety glasses conversions. Look at utilization. Numerous organizations and companies utilize both clay target fields, and rifle and pistol areas. As Texas City High School's FFA shooting team currently has 17 students on the roster. Ski tournaments, including TCPD Sportsman's Tournament, Marathon Sportsman's Tournament, and other local business and companies. Law enforcement agencies and military branches such as the Texas City, KEMA, and Western Police Departments. Local FBI, Coast Guard, National Guard, NASA Security, United States Customs, and Galveston Marine Unit. We currently have 8 licensed to carry instructors that use the range to qualify their students. Look at the archery range. Range offers 2 in-table stations for archery. Targets are mobile and can be placed inside the lane between 25 and 100-yard distances. Range is equipped with ski trap and 5 stand amenities. We have 2 regulation ski fields, 1 trap field in line with the east field, and a 5 stand field. Description of the 5 stand. 5 stand consists of 5 stations where up to 5 shooters stand inside while calling for their targets. After each shooter completes 5 targets inside the current station, they're instructed to unload and open their firearms to rotate to the next station. The round concludes after each shooter completes 25 targets. The fields are equipped with stadium-style lighting for night shoots, FFA practice sessions, and night tournaments. The 3 C's of the shooting range: competition, consistency, and camaraderie. This isn't something that's set in stone or official. It's just something that I feel that brings out everybody that comes and visits the range. I want to thank everybody for their time and their attention.
Thank you. Before you go, Commissioners, do any of you have any questions about the shooting range of this report? This time we're going to open up our public hearing. We have a public hearing from our Community Development Block Grant 2025 Consolidated Plan and Annual Action Plan. This is our first public hearing, and this will be brought to us by Mr. Lyle Smith.
Good evening.
Tell us a little bit about what the CDBG program is and what that department offers us while she looks for that.
Okay. The Community Development Block Grant is from the federal government, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and it generally funds activities in local, state, and the federal level jurisdictions for community development activities. And there are a wide range of activities that are eligible underneath the grant category. So it could be anything from repairing streets to providing services. And every 5 years, the city is required to submit a 5-year consolidated plan. And today we're going to be doing the public public hearing for the 25 to 29 consolidated plan. And with that plan, we are also doing the 2025 action plan for the 2025 allocation that we just received from HUD. So what we're doing today is opening up the public hearing to let the public know what the process is, that we are starting this process, and that we will be releasing the plan draft on Friday for a 30-day comment period. And during that period, everyone, we hope, will take the time to take a look at the draft and then provide us with suggestions as to how you think those funds should be spent in our community to improve things from, everything from, like I said, streets to facilities to services. Housing rehabilitation is our biggest program that we run, and we will probably continue that, but that will also be based on your comments as the public, as well as the mayor and commission's recommendations as well, or requests.
Ms. Smith, excuse me, we're having some difficulty locating, so if you will, if the commission doesn't mind, I would like to just pause for a brief second and have Ms. Kriya McCall assist Ms. Smith in getting that on a thumb drive for us. And if you can locate that in your office with Ms. McCall.
Actually, I can just.
You have it?
I just emailed, I don't email.
So, Commissioners, does anybody object to moving on and coming back to this public hearing? What do you think? Is that
Make a motion, we pause the public hearing.
okay? Or close the public hearing?
Or close it, okay.
Kind of reopen it.
Okay.
Okay? Any objections to closing the public hearing temporarily, or we can recess? We can take a brief recess until we get that together. Motion has been made?
Yes.
Okay, motion has been made to close the public hearing and reopen it, seconded by Keith Love. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right. We'll move on to public comments. I don't have anybody who has requested to address the commission, at least by the proper protocol. We do have a public comment section that is afforded to citizens to address the commission, up to 3 minutes. Part of the rules that we are allowed to establish with the Texas Open Meetings Act is that we can ask those who request to address the commission to provide for us their full name so that we can verify their identity. That is a part of our process. So I do have somebody who has requested to address the commission, but has refused to provide their full legal name. I would like to give that person one last opportunity to do so, and if not, then we'll move on with the rest of our agenda. Concerned citizen, would you like to come and address the commission and provide your full name?
So I'm a free American citizen, okay? I'm here to address city council. As a free American citizen, I do not need to provide my full name.
You're correct. You don't need to provide your full name at this dais right here, but when you submit this form, we need to verify your identity, and that's what we're asking you to do.
And why is it that you need to verify my identity, just to speak at a public hearing or public council meeting?
At this point, you may have a seat if you don't wish to verify your identity.
I'm just asking you, what is your basis on that?
This is not the time to ask me any questions about our process.
Well, I mean, I've tried to get a hold of you many times before, and I can't ever get in touch with you, Mayor, so
That's not true, sir. You may have a seat.
you're not gonna give me my 3 minutes?
Not unless you give us your full name, so we can verify your identity.
Like I said, I'm a concerned citizen, okay? And I have a lot of concerns in regards to public safety. You okay to hear what the, citizens have to say here? Is this just a form of
Would
censorship?
you like to be escorted escorted to your seat, or would you like to have a seat on your own?
I can have a seat on my own, Mayor, just I like for you to put in attire and everything. So let the people speak.
Okay, thank you very much. At this time, again, I wanted the public to know that we do have a process, and you are welcome to speak publicly here, as you have been able to do for the 21 years that I've been serving in this municipal government.
It's unconstitutional.
We have a process, and everything needs to be done decently and in order. And while we may not always be perfect in our process, what we have is what we have. All right.
There you have it, folks. They want to censor the citizens from talking again. This is what they did before. Like they wouldn't even recognize my request before. They shut me down 3 times when I came before.
I live in the land of making it happen. We're gonna make it happen. Thank you for the explaining as to what the CDBG is all about.
And we really hope that people participate in the 30-day comment period. Every year, we open it up for 30 days, and 30 days come and go, and nobody makes comments. So, we really are interested in what the community has to say about where these funds go. All right. Now, you know, I always have trouble with making it move. Is it supposed to go?
Commissioner Knox might be able to help you with that.
Okay. So again, the consolidated plans for the HUD Entitlement Grant Program, known as CDBG, or the Community Development Block Grant. The programs are administered through the consolidated plan, also known as the COM plan, managed through HUD's Integrated Disbursement and Information System, also known as IDIS online. It helps grantees determine activities and organizations to fund in the coming years, describes community needs, resources, priorities, and proposed activities to be undertaken for the following 5 years. The action plan, the annual action plan, is submitted to HUD every year during the 5-year comp plan cycle. This year, we are submitting the 25 action plan with the consolidated plan because it is the next year up, and so we have to do them both at the same time. It describes specific plan usage for CDBG program funds. The components of the comp plan are the needs assessment, where we look at the population of the city, the poverty levels, the housing need, and various other assessments, housing market and analysis, the 5-year strategic plan, the annual action plan, and then citizen participation, as I said before, is very important. For the program, the City of Texas City has been allocated $432,691. We did just receive notice of that allocation recently, so it was a little late, but we're gonna make it work. So CDBG is a flexible funding source that can be used for a variety of activities. You'd be amazed at all the things that you can actually do. It's targeted towards low to moderate income individuals, households, and neighborhoods, which is 80% of the area median income and below. The eligible uses include public improvements, which are streets, sidewalks, parks, sewers, etc., public facilities, neighborhood centers, nonprofit centers, homeless facilities, rehabilitation of residential and non-residential buildings, acquisition of land or real property for eligible activities, economic development activities, public services, including healthcare, homeless services, literacy, youth development, and senior services, and then planning and administration. So for this upcoming
There's something wrong with the video, Ellie.
Reduce our priority needs and goals. What we have for areas. It really is the most needed, service. And quality of life improvements. So we want to provide supportive services for
Yeah, I
youth
think they're
and
joining
then
in.
provide grant assistance to nonprofits that are providing housing services to the homeless, elderly, and or disabled. So for the 2025 funding, as I said before, the total is $432,691. How it's going to be broken down is still to be determined, but it will be in the draft that will be made available on Friday. We are wrapping up our one-on-one consultations tomorrow, and we will be able to then fill out this table. So our next steps will be, again, the public comment period from June 6th to July 7th. Then we will have a second public hearing on July the 16th. We will present the final to you, the City Commission, on August 6th. And then on August the 15th, we will submit it to HUD. It has to be submitted at least 45 days prior to the upcoming program year, which starts October the 1st. So that is what we are working on. If there are any questions or comments, I'm open.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions? Is there anyone here in the audience who wishes to speak on this presentation? In favor or in opposition?
I got a question.
Absolutely.
I'm not necessarily against or whatever.
Come on up, if you don't mind, come on up to the podium because we need to get you on the mic recording so
Oh,
people who are not here can hear you on mic.
can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Everybody here can, but, yeah, for our recording.
Okay. My name is Barbara White. I don't mind telling my name. Anyway, how does these funds compare with what we've received in prior years? And where do we go for these public hearings? Because I don't see them in the newspaper, but I try to look for it online and sometimes I'm not too swift. I'm 74 already. Yeah, I colored my hair.
So,
And next time we need to make the print bigger, so we can read it from where we have to sit.
I'm totally with you. So,
Should I
Ms.
go
Barber,
stand?
no, hold on.
if you're done with your questions, you can.
Just for a question.
Okay.
So you're wondering where to go with the final public hearing, as in where do we post it to let everybody know about it?
Yeah,
It's in the Galveston County Daily News. We publish it at least 2 weeks prior to the public hearing. It's also on the city's website, and we also post it out here in the city hall lobby. Now, you said how, do these funds allocated for 25 compared to previous? Believe it or not, it's actually increased this year from last year, and last year it was an increase from the year before. So we're almost actually $100,000 increase, having $100,000 increase from the year before last. So not bad. But one problem is we don't receive home funds and we don't receive ESG funds, and you're probably familiar with those. That helps with transitional housing and other type of housing rehabilitation and housing reconstruction that the city of Texas City can really, really use. But unfortunately, we only receive CDBG entitlement.
that's good enough for now. I'll try to go to the next one.
And you know it's fine.
All right, thank you very much. Is there anyone else who has a comment or wishes to speak? Make your way up to the podium.
Okay. Just a
clarification from the agenda.
Sure.
My name is Jose Works, I'm a resident of Texas City. I just, being that the public hearing on item 5A is an action plan that seems to be completed, but then on consent agenda 7C, it looks like there's some signatures that are needed in the same plan, unless I'm reading it wrong, okay?
No,
Because
that's-
CDBG.
Yes, that's just a housekeeping item. It doesn't have anything to do with the submission of the plan.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else who has comments, questions, would like to speak on this CDBG action plan?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Smith. All right,
Motion closed.
all right. We got a motion to close the hearing from Commissioner Johnson, seconded by Commissioner Clark. All in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Public hearing is now closed. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you again, Ms. Smith. We've already gone through public comments, those who submitted forms. We're now at the consent agenda. Commissioners, you have before you items 7A through G for your consideration on the consent agenda. If there's any you would like to pull for further discussion or consideration, and I would like to pull. I would actually like to pull E totally, not for further discussion or consideration, but to remove it from this agenda to be resubmitted. There were some errors in it. If there's any others? If not, what's your pleasure?
I move to approve the consent agenda of all items, with the exception of item E.
All right. A motion has been made by Commissioner Clark to approve all items on the consent agenda except item 7E, and seconded by Commissioner.
This clown of a mayor is the only
All in favor,
freaking
state by saying aye.
dog in
Aye.
here.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
One right in the
Not much
middle
to
with
this meeting
one
at all.
orange
Commissioners'
shirt.
comments. We're going to start with Commissioner Clark. Well, and
That one
work our
right
way down.
there. He's the only real thug in here.
Ain't no comment.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Clark. Commissioner Sharp?
I just want to remind everybody it's still Small Business Week, so get out there and go to small businesses as much as you can.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Commissioner Garza?
I'm fine, thank you, Mayor. No comment.
All right. Commissioner Louis?
I have a public service announcement from Mrs. White. In our lobby, we have a box during the month of June for you to place inexpensive tennis shoes, socks, toothbrushes, toothpaste for the month of June. Now, for the month of July, you can bring your school supplies, and that same box will be used for that purpose as well. Don't have time to buy any of these items? You can make a donation to the Texas City ISD Foundation for the future. You can go to that website, or you can talk further with Barbara or any of us that are members, Chris, I'm sorry, Commissioner Sharp, Commissioner Clark, and myself. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. White. Commissioner Love?
No comment.
Commissioner Johnson?
No comment, I'll stay for Mr. Cole.
All right. And as far as I'm concerned, I just wanted to, in the spirit of Commissioner Sharp mentioning Small Business Week, we do have a new business that has opened up on 6th Street, Lurcy's Diner. Some of you are familiar with, may have already eaten there, but if you haven't had an opportunity to visit Lurcy's Diner on 6th Street, formerly in the same building as the old downtown restaurant, please stop by and check them out. They have a good lineup of home-cooked meals and everything, and it's a great welcome addition to our 6th Street area. Also wanted to let people know that we start Juneteenth activities this week. We open up with a gospel fest this Friday night, and Saturday, a fun paint sip. So come on out to either of those two events. This is the first full week that we have completed. Well, we haven't completed the full week yet, but the first week that we have our interns from the SHIP, the Summer Hire Internship Program. We have 10 interns that we have hired to work in respective areas around the city. So if you see some new faces around here, and one of them is here with us, so just stand up and wave and let us see what one of our interns look like. One year of that program, it has proven to be a real success, and so we're very thankful to all those students to choose to spend their summers with us. That's all I have. I'm going to ask the entire staff if you have any announcements or departmental updates, you can make your way to the podium at this time.
Good evening. So Parks and Rec, it's our busy season. I have so much going on, I had to write it down. All right, so this Saturday we have our Kid Fish event at Carver Park. That's from 8 until noon, and it's free to the community, so bring out the kiddos. Something I'd like to also point out is that Centerpoint Energy will be hosting their large fishing tournament this weekend, and they've reserved the Dual Center, so you'll see about 40 boats all parked in there whenever they all come in with their fish. Carlos Garza Park, this in June, we have it rented out 3 weekends in a row for tournaments, so very, very busy. And then for the Gospel Fest, we have that coming up this Friday, our paint and sip at the Showboat. We have the parade and day in the park. Followed, wrapping up the Juneteenth activities is our annual golf tournament. At the end of this month, we will be hosting our first movie in the park at the Rotary Pavilion. We have an adaptive recreation event June 28th at the Sanders Center. It's going to be a sports day. And then we also have some news. Our Parks and Rec department has started our own Facebook page, so we will be updating the community in regards to pool closures, openings, and all of our events and programs on that page. So be sure to like and follow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, so it is hurricane season, and since there's nothing we can do to prevent a hurricane from coming this way, the most important thing is to be prepared. So our annual Texas City Hurricane Town Hall meeting will be June 25th at the Dole Convention Center. We're going to open the doors at 4:30, and we have a great program with a lot of great speakers, and we have a lot of great giveaways. We're going to serve hot dogs and chips. So we encourage every member of the community and city employees to come out and listen to everything you can do to get prepared for hurricane season.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate that. Any other staff members have any updates, announcements? I do want to add one more. June 26th, we'll have our next edition of Community Conversations with Mayor Johnson. We do that on a quarterly basis, and this one will be held at Carver Park. The last one we had was at Fire Station number 4 back in March. And so here we are in June for our next one at Carver Park, 6 o'clock, June 26th. If there are no other announcements?
This thinks he's a god.
Thank you very much.
He's a piece of crap. You gonna block me or something? No? Okay. I'll go around. What are you talking about? City employees only? Yeah, that's it. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, I was just trying to, I just want to ask the mayor questions since he said, discuss things with him later and all that. But who are you? Who are you exactly? Officer Haynes? Where's your uniform at? You don't need a uniform, but you're acting in the capacity of a law enforcement. What's your badge number? 395, Sarge.
3895 is what he said.
Huh?
3895.
3895. Sarge, do you condone this, officers of yours, acting?
He's in plain clothes.
He ain't even got badge showing. And he's over here, touching on me and everything, man, it cost me. Assistant Chief, this is what y'all like to do over here?
It didn't cost you, you passed 1-2 signs.
Well, I mean, you should maybe put up some better, more, conspicuous signs or something and everything, I mean. Assistant Chief.
Yes, sir.
Man, look, I know you got a better education and everything as I did, and this is some crazy crap, man.
The young man's asking you to walk up past where it's posted.
Okay, but I don't follow orders from dumbasses and shit, and he didn't identify himself who he was. So, do you just listen to anybody if they tell you, to bend over and like?
That's not appropriate. All this stuff is recorded.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, no. I mean, I'm putting something into perspective here and everything.
Meeting's closed, we gotta get out.
That's nice. Please don't touch me. Okay. There's no reason to put your hands on me. Can I speak to you?
You can always speak to me.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's not our destination? We're gonna go to Greece. We just want to do nice. Yeah.
I'm friendly. Okay. All right.
I always talk to you whenever.
So here's the thing. I want to know why did y'all go Why? What's the
He's going to flat out tell you, you're going to lose. You can keep doing it, but he has his Praetorian guard up, and they're going to block you at every turn.
Oh, I know. They already did.
You're supposed to have been able to go at least to that barrister part.
Yeah, I know.
And they didn't allow you to do a block, so you could file.
I know.
I would file against them.
Yeah.
There's a whole list of stuff.
Why do you think Dolcefino and everything has been down here and reporting and everything? Because all those FOIA requests that he had spoke about, those were from me back when that Romary Lee never filled and all that. So
we all have one.
Yeah.
I've got mine. That's good one.
Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous, man. We the people should be able to come, speak, and all that. And my biggest gripe is the transparency that he has down here. But he wants to keep everything a big freaking secret.
What transparency? What are you talking about?
Exactly. That's my point exactly. That's the point. That's the whole point. And it's like, but he has his own little, Praetorian Guard, it's ridiculous. I mean, this is ludicrous. This guy needs to go do something, step down. We need to get somebody else up in here.
He's not gonna step down. That won't ever happen.
No.
You're going to have to actually, it's going to have to play out just like everything else, unless something is actually there that you can get them on.
Correct.
And it's going to have to be something that's, an offense that goes.
I know. Like I said, I started covering Texas City a few years ago, and then I got busy and all that, and then noticed Dolcefino had came down here and kind of rustled the feathers up again. So I wanted to see if he was going to change, and obviously he still hasn't changed, and he still wants to violate people's rights. Because you do not have to give your name as a free citizen to speak at a public forum. You don't, by the laws and the Constitution of our land.
Unfortunately, he has his law, his rules.
Well, his law doesn't trump the...
doesn't lead him in the right direction.
Exactly. True.
City attorney.
Well, and I can't tell you how many times that the city attorney, whoever they use or whatever, called me just to stonewall my FOIA request. Yeah. That's the game that they play. They want to try to throw all this legal mumbo jumbo at you instead of just doing what the heck they're supposed to do.
It can turn into some problems if you don't do it.
Correct.
Until the right people in government take notice and do something.
Well, that's what we're about. We're about transparency. That's what we try to show the people, because there's a lot of people that they don't understand that our government's deceiving us and screwing us, and we're trying to open up the eyes so that there's more people out there, hooting and hollering that change needs to happen. So
It's a fight.
it's a big fight, man, but
It's a big.
that's right. All right, well, y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. Y'all take care. God bless y'all. Yep, so as y'all see, Mayor Dedrick Johnson is still a freaking tyrant. Still doesn't want to let the citizens speak because he doesn't want to hear the bad things and all that. And this fucker over here, he wanted to accost me and shit. Yeah, he wanted to get all handsy with me. Still all groping on me and shit. Him and that other jackwad. I don't have laces, jackwad. At least try to be funny. Tried to tell me my shoes were untied and everything, and I don't wear freaking laces. Got pull-on boots. We gotta get this fucker Dedrick Johnson out of here though, man. Texas City is suffering bad because of him. Alright, y'all, I just wanted to see if he was gonna change his ways and actually let the people speak. And obviously he's not, unless he gets his way and all that, and I'm not going to give him his way. I don't know. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. This live was going to be solely on Texas City. So this mayor down here in Texas City is out of control. He's freaking a tyrant. He has his own, like these folks over here were saying, he has his own little freaking protection detail of Texas City Police Department. And literally this jackwad has more Texas City police officers protecting him than he has officers on the street at night. Okay, where does that make sense? But then you just heard me talking to the assistant chief. I don't know if I was in or out or whatever. I really do think that they might have something over here that jacks with my signal, because I find that very odd that perfectly fine, and then not. I think they are jacking with things, because this guy does not like transparency at all. Okay, like I said, I came down here 2-3 years ago or whatever, whenever it was, started hooting and hollering. He refused to let me talk the first 3 times and everything. I even signed up 2 times one day. Signed up once as concerned citizen, and I signed up as Mickey Mouse. And this dumbass told me that this isn't a circus, so there wouldn't be no Mickey Mouse speaking, and all that. Well, just to show his intelligent level and everything, Mickey Mouse came from Walt Disney. He didn't come from the circus. That's how ignorant and stupid this jackwad is over here. And that's your mayor, City of Texas City. This guy's got to go. So hopefully this video starts reaching more people of City of Texas City. And we need more people in this community to start coming down and actually trying to speak. And we got to get this guy out of office, dude, because he's just a clown. He's a tyrant and he's a clown. But all right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, I wanted to come down and actually talk about transparency, okay? And once again, can't do that because that's what I wrote on the thing. I put public safety transparency, and that's why he wanted to give me hell. You know, that's exactly why he gave me hell. No, he's not a king, and that's the thing. He thinks he's a dictator. We no longer live in a free country, folks. Like, we're being dictated by like Nazi Germans and everything, you know, and they come in all freaking shapes and forms and all that, you know. It doesn't matter. I mean, these people get power and then they forget why they were elected to that power. When they start giving a crap about the citizens, they just start creating problems and all that. So, all right, y'all. Ran over. Like I said, I wanted to come down here. Hopefully this makes its way to Dolcefino. You know, also, I mean, something's got to give over here. Something has got to give at this place. And yeah, he's more worried about Juneteenth. Yep, absolutely. So, all right, folks. Like I said, Tech City, City Hall. Mayor Dedrick Johnson, still a tyrant. Isn't going to allow the citizens to speak at a public forum. Everybody came in. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for hitting them like buttons, subscribing. Thanks to all my mods out here. I appreciate y'all every time when y'all come in here and help me out. And until the next go around, everybody take care. God bless. We'll see you later.